Some of the smartest people in the world make terrible financial decisions. And some people with very average knowledge quietly build long-term wealth. That may sound strange, but it happens more often than most realize. Because money doesn't reward intelligence, it rewards behavior. You can understand every financial concept, read every book, follow every strategy, and still fail if your decisions are driven by emotion, fear, ego, impatience, the need to feel right. These are the things that quietly destroy financial progress. Meanwhile, people who succeed over the long term often do something very simple. They avoid big mistakes. They stay consistent. They don't panic when others do, and they don't let short-term emotions control long-term decisions. That's the uncomfortable truth about money. It's not about being smart, it's about being stable. And in this video, we're going to explore why good decisions matter far more than intelligence, and how this idea can completely change the way you think about wealth. We often assume that success belongs to the smartest people in the room, the ones who know more, the ones who read more, the ones who understand complex ideas. But when it comes to money, reality tells a very different story. Some of the most intelligent people struggle financially for most of their lives, while others with far less knowledge quietly build stability and freedom. The difference isn't intelligence, it's behavior. It's how people react to uncertainty, how they handle fear, how they deal with temptation, pressure, and impatience. Money rewards consistency more than brilliance. It rewards discipline more than talent, and it punishes emotional decisions, no matter how smart someone is. In this video, we're going to explore why good decisions matter more than intelligence, how emotions quietly shape financial outcomes, and why mastering your behavior is one of the most powerful financial skills you can develop. One of the biggest mistakes people make with money is believing that intelligence guarantees success. We grow up thinking that if we study enough, learn the rules, and understand how things work, good results will naturally follow. But money doesn't work that way. Some of the smartest people make the worst financial decisions, not because they lack knowledge, but because knowledge doesn't protect you from emotion. Fear makes people sell too early. Confidence makes them take risks they don't understand. Ego makes them ignore warning signs. And impatience pushes them to chase results that were never meant to be rushed. On the other hand, many people with average knowledge quietly build wealth over time. They don't try to predict the market, they don't chase trends, they don't react emotionally to every change. They simply make reasonable decisions and repeat them consistently. That's the difference. Money rewards behavior far more than intelligence. It rewards people who stay calm when others panic, who stay patient when others rush, who avoid big mistakes instead of trying to make big wins. Because in the long run, avoiding disaster matters more than being brilliant. And this is where most people get it wrong. One of the biggest reasons good decisions matter more than intelligence is because money constantly puts pressure on our emotions. Not logic, not knowledge, emotion. When things are going well, people become confident, sometimes too confident. They take risks they don't fully understand. They believe the good times will last forever. They assume they're smarter than the market. And when things go wrong, fear takes control just as quickly. People panic. They abandon plans they believed in. They sell at the worst moment. They make decisions not because they're logical, but because they're scared. This emotional cycle is what destroys long-term progress. And the dangerous part is that intelligence doesn't protect you from it. In fact, highly intelligent people often struggle more because they trust their own judgment too much. They overthink. They try to time things perfectly. They believe they can outsmart uncertainty. But money doesn't reward cleverness. It rewards discipline.
The people who succeed financially over time aren't the ones making bold moves. They're the ones who stay calm, who accept uncertainty, who stick to simple strategies even when they feel boring. They understand that avoiding big mistakes matters more than chasing big wins, because one bad emotional decision can erase years of progress, and one calm, boring decision repeated consistently can quietly build real wealth. That's the power of behavior over intelligence. One of the most difficult truths about money is accepting that intelligence alone is never enough. Because money doesn't test what you know, it tests how you behave when things feel uncertain. When markets rise, confidence grows. People begin to believe they understand the system. They take risks that feel justified. They assume success is the result of skill. But when conditions change, something different happens. Fear replaces confidence, doubt replaces patience, and emotions begin to drive decisions. This is where most people fail, not because they lack knowledge, but because they react instead of thinking. They sell when they should wait. They chase opportunities they don't understand. They abandon long-term plans because short-term discomfort feels unbearable. And none of this is caused by lack of intelligence. It's caused by human nature. Real wealth is built by people who understand this about themselves. They accept that emotions will always be present. They don't try to eliminate fear, they learn to manage it. They don't try to predict the future, they prepare for uncertainty. Instead of making dramatic moves, they focus on consistency. They stay invested when it's uncomfortable. They resist the urge to react to every headline. They allow time to do the work that effort cannot. Because in the long run, success comes from avoiding major mistakes, not from making perfect decisions. The people who build lasting wealth aren't the smartest in the room. They're the most disciplined, the most patient, the most emotionally stable. And over time, that quiet discipline compounds into something powerful. Not excitement, not fame, but freedom. When you step back and look at the bigger picture, one thing becomes clear. Wealth is rarely built by the smartest person in the room. It's built by the person who can stay calm when others panic, by the one who can wait while others rush, by the one who understands that good decisions, repeated consistently, matter more than brilliance. Money doesn't reward intelligence, it rewards behavior. It rewards patience, discipline, the ability to avoid mistakes that feel tempting in the moment. And that's why so many people struggle, not because they don't know enough, but because they react too quickly to fear, pressure, or ego. Real financial progress comes from learning how to slow down, to think long-term, to stay grounded when emotions try to take control. If this perspective helped you see money differently, you'll find more insights like this throughout the channel. Here, we focus on understanding how wealth is actually built, quietly, consistently, and with intention. So if you want to keep learning how to make better decisions, avoid common financial traps, and build a healthier relationship with money, subscribe to the channel and continue this journey with us. Because in the end, wealth isn't about being smart, it's about being steady.